Doc Favors here. Welcome back to Business and the Bible. We are here with episode 8, and I'm excited because I have some information. We're working through this piece as always. And today we're going to be talking about another word from that same definition, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Yesterday we talked about mindset for business. Today we're going to be talking about knowledge for business growth. Knowledge for business growth. Now, let me just preface this. Sometimes I'm flowing, I'm looking dead at you guys, okay? But sometimes when something hits me and it really requires deep dive study and research, hey, I'm human. So I have notes here, guys, that's right in front of me that I'm sharing with you. So I want you to get this in real time, and I don't want to dilute the content. Okay. So today I got some notes. So you may occasionally see me read. I just want to preface that for you all because I know the space that we're in, and I really just want you to get the information. Okay. So I'm going to read, I'm going to exegete, I'm going to highlight some points for you, and this is going to be good. So, with that being said, you all, in today's world, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to business. Now, many entrepreneurs and business leaders recognize the importance of gaining knowledge because we understand that knowledge helps drive growth and it helps drive success. However, what does the Bible say? Or does the Bible have anything to say about knowledge in terms of building a business and how to use it to be successful and how to really grow an enterprise? Does the Bible say something about that? Well, I'm here to tell you today, we're going to take a deep dive into it because the Bible does teach that knowledge is not only essential for business growth, but knowledge is also a gift from God that leads to lasting wealth and success. So if you're ready, hey, y'all know what it is. Grab your tea, grab your cup, and let's get started. Welcome back. Doc Favors here. Do me a favor and hit that like button. Consider subscribing and turn that bell notification on if you're getting anything out of these lessons and times that we're spending together called Business in the Bible. So today's scripture, you all, for some reason, I keep finding myself back in Proverbs. And so today's scripture, we're going to be looking at Proverbs 24 and verse 4. Let's look at that real quick. Let me move myself a little bit over, a little bit more to the side here so I'm out the way. All right. And that looks pretty good. And so Proverbs 24, verse 4. Now, before I really get into this text here, it's very important that I lay a good foundation. And that means backing up one verse. Because if you look at verse 23, it says, through wisdom is a house builded, and by understanding it is established. Okay. Once again, through wisdom, a house is builded, and by understanding it is established. So it's very important to understand the definitions. Now, obviously, I could go into the definitions here, but I want to share a few practical definitions today. And sometimes you have to do this so that we can apply it more easily, more readily. So if we look at the word wisdom, I use Oxford Dictionary, okay? Well, you couldn't see that, but it's okay. Wisdom is the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment, or the soundness of an action or decision with regard to the application of experience. So basically, wisdom is the ability to apply what you have access to. So through application, a house is built. Same thing for your business, through wisdom, through application, through understanding how to make right decisions and really divide the word, you can apply it to your business. Then it says understanding, it is established. So then what does understanding? I want to read this right to you. Define understanding. To understand, you all, is to perceive the intended meaning of. So for me, you all, wisdom is the application of it, and understanding, or to understand, means to be able to comprehend. Hope that makes sense. I understand it, I comprehend it, I perceive it, I know how to, I know the meaning of what you're saying. Does that make sense? Yes, it makes sense. Yes, I understand. Now, when we're talking about, well, I can't gloss over that word establish. Now, establish means something different. I do need to show you what this will mean because this is actually pretty cool. To establish something means to make firm, to make stable, to set up, be established. Bible said, after you have suffered for a while, I will establish you. I will secure you, make you firm, and to be fixed, to be securely determined, to be directed and fixed aright, to be steadfast in a moral sense. So now, as always, when we plug this back in, what does it mean? Then it means this, or could mean this. Uh-oh, here we go. Through wisdom, a business is built, and by understanding, by comprehending, it is called to be firm, called to be concrete, if you will. That's so good to me. That's good to me, ladies and gentlemen. Why? That is so good because to understand that these basic principles that I can actually work on, these are not talents. These are transferable, duplicatable techniques. So that means anyone, he who lack wisdom, acts upbraidingly, which means just acts and God will give it to you. So this is how you establish the business, get God's wisdom. And then by understanding, you'll become a staple in your community. So now with that being said, let's look at the pieces about the knowledge. First thing I want you to understand what I have in my notes right here. I'm going to read from my notes. I wrote down knowledge builds the foundation for business success. And so to build a successful business, you need more than just passion and hard work. I remember times when I had a lot of passion, I had a lot of zeal. I was on fire. I would work hard. But do you know the most dangerous thing in the world is scaling the wrong mountain? I worked hard, I had passion, and I was doing something that was not in alignment with what God planned for me to be doing. So the harder and harder and harder I worked at some things, the less effective it became till finally I had a mentor tell me, Favors, the problem is you are putting too much energy into something that is not in alignment with your calling, with your destiny. That one statement put me on a piece to say, okay, if I really want to know what I'm supposed to be doing, then I have to go get some knowledge. I have to go and learn about me. I got to know, be true to thine own self, right? I have to know who I am. And so what did I do? I went and studied and got to the piece and looked at knowledge and, just for kicks, what does knowledge mean here? It means perception and skill. Perception and skill. I know you see the words discernment, understanding, and wisdom, but in this particular context, remember, the one that stands out is perception and skill. So now that put me into a place to where it is, okay, sometimes with knowledge, I need to have a skill set and a skill base that would then put me in a position where I can continue to grow. So then what does that mean? You see, understanding what this text right here means, when I say to you all to build a successful business, you need more than just passion and hard work. Basically, what I'm saying is you need knowledge, which is a continuation of growth and research and study. So when you understand that portion, you realize that knowledge is the thing that allows you to build a strong foundation. It's the knowledge of it. Proverbs 24:3, remember, says, through wisdom a house is built and by understanding is established. Now, this means that knowledge and wisdom stabilizes your business. You do need these other two entities, wisdom and knowledge. I mean, wisdom and understanding. But knowledge you all stabilizes your business. Knowledge allows your business, your company, your ministry, your corporation to stand the test of time. It's in the now because knowledge is ongoing. Whether it's learning new skills, whether it's seeking mentorship and having good mentorship, I strongly believe in mentorship, whether it's understanding and learning more about your industry because things change. Knowledge is an essential. It is very important because it puts you on a growth path. Yeah, that's good for someone. How come my business is not competing with others? Because you perhaps don't know the new innovations in your industry. And in order to learn to get that knowledge, you got to go learn, which means you got to go sit down. So I applaud you all right now for coming on here. And you've been consistent, 8 a.m. spending time with your boy. And even those who watching by replay, well, I'll be watching by replay, but even those who watching at a later time and they just watch it, like it, drop a comment, all right? So once again, if I were to give you a supporting verse for this, it's important. That's why I wrote it. Proverbs 4 and 7, it says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Applying this principle in business ensures that you are not just operating on a surface level, you are, but that your knowledge, which is the learned experience, this helps you make those sound decisions. And sound decisions in business are wise investments. Please understand that. So if you're taking note, that's the first thing I wrote down. The second thing where this text stood out to me and really got me going, if you will, is that it acknowledges or knowledge, when you learn something, knowledge unlocks greater opportunities. That's so good. Because look. Sometimes opportunity is wrapped in opposition, and you don't realize it until you actually punch through, break through. So when the Bible emphasizes that knowledge fills the chambers with all precious and pleasant riches, in the context of business, this means that knowledge, studying, Bible says study to show yourself approved. This means that knowledge opens the doors to the opportunities because knowledge opens the doors of resources. Opportunities sometimes come with resources that would otherwise remain hidden from you. You see, when I tell people, and this is no knock to no one who has gone through this process, when I tell people that, I have a bachelor's of religious studies, and then I have a master's degree, and then I have a doctorate degree, they tend to take me seriously, not necessarily because I'm the smartest guy in the room, but because I took time to hone my craft. I took time to discipline myself, to sit down and to learn. So then the knowledge that I acquired, it does open up doors for me. So I got some friends who graduated from Harvard. They get different doors than I do. And we get in the same field. Some who went to Duke Divinity School. It is. It's just a way of life, ladies and gentlemen. But now, how do I apply this faith? What does this have to do with knowledge for my business? Well, it gives you insight. So watch this. Once again, as a trader, I just did a video before I did this one talking about XRP and letting everybody know that I'm actually in that and why. So that's video for a different time. I'll link it down below for you to watch it. Anyway, now open up doors, right? So whether it's market insights or financial strategies, watch this. It could be in operational efficiencies. It could be in logistics. It could be in the equipment that you're using. Knowledge, however you look at it, will equip you and help you capitalize on the opportunities, especially when you have certain things that you weren't aware of, certain things that you may not even knew existed until you sought some knowledge. Once again, be it through a book, mentorship, study. You got to study something, study people. It doesn't matter, but you got to study something. And all of this, you all, brings more value to you, your company, your product, or your service. That's what that means. So time spent, they say nowadays you got to have at least 10,000 hours to be considered an expert in something. Man, you're talking about a lot of time spent. But now with mentorship, the good thing about mentorship is we can speed that process up because you can live vicariously through our time spent. And if I can get a mentor, it took him 20 years, he can teach me in 2 or 3 to speed up the process, I'm going to take that. That's worth paying for. So I'm paying for their knowledge. I'm paying for their expertise. Same thing you do. You see? So when you talk about filling the chambers of business, there's certain pieces in your business that you need, certain holes in your business, certain cracks in your business. That's why we started the whole sale piece, because some of you all got great information. You got great material, great books, but no one knows you exist. Why? Because no one has taught you marketing. No one has taught you positioning. market match, a message to market match. How do you promote yourself, posture yourself, position yourself so that people can find you? I'm telling you, it used to be easy. You put an ad on Craigslist, ad somewhere, people find. Now you're dealing with SEO because so many other people are in this space. Then when you start dealing with SEO and you start dealing with ads, you think just because you pay some money? No, the ad go to the people who pay the most money. And I just learned this recently, it blew my mind. I had a notification come in. It's other people who competing for you in the same space, the same niche, but they're spending more. So their ad gets pushed out before yours, talking about on Meta and Instagram. Are you kidding me? No, that's what it is. So now we got to put a ad campaign budget together. Yes. All right. So here's a Bible verse that supports this one here about the chambers. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6, King James. It says, my people are destroyed. Hear me now because of a lack of knowledge. Not knowing does not give you, or is not, it is an excuse, but not knowing doesn't excuse you. Because here's the thing. When you talk about leading a business, ignorance and not knowing can lead to business failure. It often does quickly. And you don't get to say, well, I didn't know that. It's your job to go and do the research. So that's why I'm sharing it with you, because by gaining knowledge, it positions you to identify opportunities. But it also so powerful. Please write this down. The more you study and learn in your industry, it also prevents you from pitfalls, setbacks, stumbling blocks. I'm telling you, that's why I study. I read. I'm always looking at reports. I'm always looking at certain things as it relates to the industry that I'm in. I'm looking at the price rate because once again, we dibble and dabble in real estate, but now is not the time because, hey, rates haven't come down yet. And then if you haven't been paying attention, big corporations are buying up everything. So if you own something, don't sell it. I'm telling you, they buying these corporations are buying land, they building houses, and they only have for lease. They're taking back the industry or taking over the industry. It's like a monopoly. Anyway, guys, another video, another time, but you all know favorites. I'm passionate about this because I want you all to get it so bad. Because once again, God gives us the ability to create our own economy, guys. All right. And so the last thing that I have for you about this particular subject, knowledge, 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 knowledge helps you be a better manager over the resources. I could say knowledge helps you, like being a good steward, but I like to use the word manager because I heard Miles Monroe say one day that God will never give a person more than they can manage, what they can manage. Wow. How profound is that? So if I don't work on my leadership, I don't work on my managing skills, then how can God give me more? So number three, manage skills, right? So God gives us resources. He entrusts us with resources, time, talent, treasure, time, money, and talent, however you want to say it. But to maximize these resources, I'm saying you need knowledge. So the ability to grow your business and create the type of wealth and things that you need is directly linked to how you apply knowledge, how you apply it to managing the blessings that God has given you. I want you to think about that for a minute. A lot of people hit the lottery. I'm not a proponent of gambling. I'm not promoting that, but it is what it is. But notice how some people get it and within a year or two they're broke again. I'd like to say it's because they haven't taken the time to learn money management, have to learn taxes. Hear a lot of rappers say, man, I got the money and got the deal and just spent all the money, but I didn't know about taxes. Yes, you got to pay taxes. It's a biblical dude. Rent unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Okay. So watch. When you put this to remembrance and you remember that business is not just about personal profit, but it's all also about how you can serve. Ultimately, that's what it is. The better you serve, the better you position yourself, you not only honor God, but that lets people know that you honor them because you have a spirit of servitude. To me, as a matter of fact, that's what selling is. Selling is not giving somebody a good deal or I sold that guy. No, selling is helping someone get what they already want. So now I'm serving you, I'm helping you, I'm giving you right things, I'm sharing with you experience and things that I've learned to help me get around the stumbling blocks and things I had to learn the hard way. Whew, goodness, did I learn some lessons the hard way, ladies and gentlemen? All right, so anyway, supporting piece on that, I'm going to jaywalk over to Matthew 25, verse 14, and we're going to end with this one here. The parable of the talents teaches those in Matthew 25, 14 through 30. I'm not going to read it, but it teaches those who wisely invest. It teaches individuals that when you seek after knowledge and you wisely invest what God has given you, a certain level of knowledge comes with it when you act on it. And when you do that, then remember the parable talents, you are rewarded for that. So while those who did, the one who did nothing, he buried it. Master knew he was a shrewd piece. He buried it. His was taken from him and given to the one who went and doubled his and turned it into 10. So knowledge always allows you to multiply what you've been given and make it greater. That's a word right there. Many people move in addition when God multiplies. So here it is, guys. As a business owner, startup, whatever, pursue knowledge. Make it a priority. And if I add to it wisdom and understanding, spend time with that. Become thorough with reading. This is why I read the Bible. This is why I read my Bible even to now. I read it for wisdom, for knowledge, for understanding, because I'm always trying to build something, even if it's just building people. So I try to make sure I have a word every day before I leave the house, y'all. So I run into somebody who needed an encouraging word. And don't get me wrong, some days, I mean, I'm not perfect. If I don't read a day, I read something the day before. Well, think about it, I'm a pastor, so I just preached something on Sunday and then I'm preaching something on Wednesday. So I'm always studying and reading. But even if I wasn't, if I was in some of you all positions who are not, preaching teachers, I still would apply these principles because they just make sense. They resonate. You feel them. Applying biblical principles, you all, particularly to your business. What the text say helps you fill your chambers with what? I need to show you all this one because you all will swear up and down it wasn't me. I need to show you this. I need to show you this. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Now, I did not make this up, ladies and gentlemen. This is in your piece. And what does riches mean? Wealth, substance, price, high value. Now, I don't know about you, but I would love for my business to be in a position like that. Wealth, riches, and substance that are of good price and high value. I get it. It's a whole nother mindset. But one thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good mindset to have. And remember, the chambers, those are all of the things that's inside your business. So you want good, high quality employees if you're doing it that way. If you have a product or service, you want it to be the best that it can possibly be. Not just in material wealth, but also in peace and purpose and lasting success. That's another thing I want to talk about too. How do you set up your business for longevity? Think about this, guys. Once again, I was ordained and I was licensed as a minister. I started in 2003. I was licensed in 2007 and I ordained in 2009. And I planted the church in 2009. And so I've been pastoring and for that 10, about 15 years, but I've been in leadership since I was in college. So if I'm 48 this year and I got to college when I was 95, my first leadership position was around 98. So that's 27 years. Yeah, almost 3 decades of some form type of leadership. Yep. Oh, wow. Okay, guys. Anyway, that's just a little bit about faith. I don't say that to brag. I just say that to say that you need roots. You want to have longevity. And when you can get with someone who does, I encourage you to do that. Okay. But for today's lesson, my prayer is that God gives you the wherewithal, that God gives you the strength to seek knowledge and to ask Him for wisdom. And I pray that God continue to bless you, bless your family, and bless your business in Jesus' name. Amen. Guys, as always, it's a pleasure to be here with you. This might have went a little long, but once again, when I take a deep dive like this, I wanted you to have everything that I had, and I was able to pour out and share everything. So with that being said, guys, let's stay blessed by the best.